Thank you to all the amazing listeners out there. On behalf of the Reef Podcast, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for our future mentions on the new episode. Have a great day.
Welcome everybody to the Reef SportsCast. Here, LuisIpa, joined by ZDP in the house.
What's up, everybody? How we doing? Woo!
Bro, and we got an amazing guest here. Please welcome Mr. Bigwill82. How you doing, man? Good to see you.
I'm chilling, man. How y'all doing?
Doing good, man. Excited for football. Who's come on, man? I mean, let's build up the hype here, man. Come on. It's football season, bro. I'm so
Do I need to say anything? Look at this. Do I need to say anything?
Look at this.
Exactly. Do I need to say anything?
I'm kind of in the dark right now, but I'm trying to go through and shine some light. I mean, this is probably one of the coolest logos, but you know. But
is it on this side?
Browns.
Bet the Brown.
Hey, y'all still rocking some Buckeyes, so hey, we got a W there.
Hey, he's the one rocking the Buckeye. I'm just wearing a nice coaching shirt. Like, that's all I'm wearing today. But thank you guys for being here. I mean, I appreciate everybody that comes in. I mean, we are excited to have football. We're going to be talking every single game, every single week. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started. Let me pull up the schedule here so everyone can see it on chat real quick. As you can see, the schedule is right there. Let me pause it real quick for y'all. There you go. So there's our schedule. As you can see, we have a big lineup of big games coming up. So I'm going to show it for a few seconds, and then it's going to be gone. And it went bye-bye. All right. So without further ado, first game we got for the Thursday night kickoff. We got the Dallas Cowboys against the Super Bowl champions, the Eagles. In my opinion, I'm going to say this right now. They're playing in Eagles territory, right? So, if I remember correctly, was it last year that the Chiefs lost to the Lions on the opener, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
We don't know. Anything could happen in this game. It could actually be a turnaround. I mean, I hate to say it. As much as I don't like, I'm not biased or anything like that, but as much as, no, he's shaking his head. He's like, no, don't even say it. He's like, don't even say it. But, I mean, Dallas could surprise Philadelphia. I mean, who knows? It might happen, but that's just my opinion. But I mean, we're gonna go over our final prediction scoring a bit. I'm gonna take your take, Big Will and CDP. I'll let CDP take his take, and then we'll get Big Will's opinion on this as well.
All right, so I have a few things I want to go through and say about this. With the Micah Parsons trade, that's a huge dent in that defense. With him, they were 21st in the run against the run, and without him being there, they were 31st. So there's a few stats that you can go through and see alone that, the presence that Micah Parsons had, regardless if he showed up or not showed up later in the year, still his presence there is notified. Another thing with Dallas, they're having some issues with the offensive line. They drafted a rookie who is out for the season, I believe, and then there's somebody else who is also lingering with issues as well. Now, I will say, with Dak's return, we know what Dak is going to go through and do, what he's about, and all, and he fits really well in that air raid offense. What's going to help out on that air raid offense is the addition of George Pickens. You have two number one receivers on that team. George Pickens had 1,000 yards last season alone. So that's going to go through and be a tough task against Philly, who is going through and having a lot of changes on that defense. They lost a lot of people to retirement, to different teams, and they have a few people who are coming back, like DeJon Cooper going through and moving to safety, and a few other defensive players as well. But having a new offensive coordinator and a new defensive coordinator, I feel like that's going to. No, actually, I'm sorry. The defensive coordinator is coming back from last year. It's a new offense coordinator because Kellen Moore did move on. I feel like that's going to be somewhat of a hindrance when it comes to Philly's play call. I know Sirianni, he wanted to go through and to elevate the team. What helps out with Philly on this is the fact that they have offensive players that are consistently coming back. I mean, you got Saquon Barkley, regardless of the year he had, he's going to go through and be sensational in that offense. And they only lost 2 offensive players on that offensive line. So I feel like with what is being said, regardless of it being an AFC East matchup, it's going to go through and be an offensive air raid. But I'll hold my prediction upon this when we go through and reveal that. So there's a few things that I like to go through and take upon that. I'll pass it over.
How y'all guys doing? All right, so mine's not gonna be that long. It's just honestly the things that I've saw, and honestly, because I know everybody watched the Super Bowl, right? Philadelphia has a strong defensive line. And when things like that happen, when Dallas Cowboys have Dak Prescott and he's under a lot of pressure, he kind of folds. So that's one of my things about me calling it. I'm just going to say Philly's going to win. You know, I'm not even a Philadelphia fan. I wanted them to lose the Super Bowl, but they obviously they stomped people, you know, and they won. But I just think that guy, I think his name is Carter, that nose tackle they have. The dude is strong. He's like it looks like Hulk running through a bunch of, or like a cotton field or something. He just go through smashing shit, and that's what happened to
Hulk
Kansas City.
smash.
So exactly. So that's what I feel. That's going to be Philly's strong point. And with Dak, you know, being under pressure all the time, and him not having really, he has mobility, but not as much. So it's going to be kind of hard for them to put some points on the board. Then, you know, Philly with their offense, with the tush push, which everybody knows that they were trying to get that, you know, banned and stuff like that, but it's not. So they're going to have a strong offense, you know, with Saquon Barkley and all this stuff. So I think Philly's going to win. To me, it's a no-brainer. No offense to all the Cowboys fans out there, but y'all got to step it up, bro. Got to step it up.
I mean, I always said, like, you know, like that guy that you were talking about, dude, I mean, he's almost like a juggernaut, not a Hulk. He's a juggernaut. He can just basically pass through walls, like, instantly. And then you're right. I mean, Cowboys' offensive line is very thin. But also what CDP, I actually agree with. I mean, Kellen Moore left. He left to the New Orleans Saints, and now he's coaching over here. And he actually brought himself the offensive coordinator, Nussmeier. So, I mean, he brought, like, you know, somebody with him as well. So, basically, like, you know, I don't know how the Eagles are going to, like, you know, find somebody else. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. Head coach is really great for the Eagles. He's good. But, I mean, this is actually something I learned from one of my IRL friends is it doesn't matter what quarterback you have. It doesn't matter what receivers you have. But it's all about the offensive line. Whoever actually is up there is who literally controls the game. If you have a good offensive line, you have those explosive plays that you can do on running and passing. No questions asked. I mean, I'm not trying to be biased, but let's say Spencer Rattler gets an amazing offensive line that, knock on wood, doesn't actually get deploted like after a few games, and they still stay healthy and everything. They're gonna make Spencer Rattler shine. Like, they're gonna be like, oh my god, he's so good. But that's because the offensive line. That's what makes the teams actually break or have good seasons.
So who do you got for this one?
I just, like I said, short and sweet. I just think Philly they're gonna dominate, man. I just think, like I said, Dak Prescott, he folds under pressure, and with that, like you said, the juggernaut coming through, man, he gonna be running all over the field like Mahomes was. So, so that's how it's gonna be.
So Eagles got it by how much? What's your prediction score?
I'm gonna say 28-9.
Wow, you heard it here, chat. 28-9. Sheesh.
So for me, as I was saying, there's been changes to both defense. This is a huge matchup in the NFC East, but I do see the Eagles running away with it. No pun intended with Saquon Barkley. And it's going to be a close one for me. I don't think it's going to be a blowout like that. I would say it's going to be 28-24. The Eagles being at home is going to go through and help out with that. And then, like I said, the consistency of having that offense is definitely going to help out as well. So,
well, for me, I think it's going to be a one-touchdown game because they always, for some reason, I mean, not always, but I'm saying like majority of the NFL kickoff games, they always make it relatively close. So that way, like, you know, people can still engage in the game and not tune off the game and everything. So I think the Eagles as well. I think the Eagles by a touchdown. I would say 28-21. Not hating on Cowboys fans as well. Whole personal.
Hopefully my wife's not watching this. My wife's a Cowboys fan. She was
Oh,
so upset when Parsons had. Yeah, my father-in-law is a Cowboys fan as well, so I've been going through and giving crap all week about that. But
you better not have told him like, "Hey, I'm gonna be a co-host of a sports podcast here," because then he's gonna watch the YouTube video and be like, "Tell me about this. What is this about?" All right, move on to the next one.
Chiefs versus Chargers.
Sheesh. Talk about back-to-back crazy games. The crazy fact about this one, chat, is that literally they're playing this game.
Brazil. Yeah.
Literally, it's going to be live on YouTube. First game I see that actually is free to watch. Like, you don't have to pay a subscription. You don't have to pay cable. You just basically watch it for free on YouTube, which is insane. And I personally, I mean, this is my personal opinion, I love international games because you see such a big difference in crowd. Like, literally, they go bananas when it comes to, like, you know, little.
I'll go through and I'll pick up from this. All right, so it's good to go through and as he was saying, you see different crowds. You have cultures you get to go through and see. That's a great thing about having it overseas. And on top of that, the NFL trying to go through and get the expansion. You have a lot of success when it comes to London, when it comes to Germany, when it came to Mexico. Just going through and having that as an opportunity for other crowds to see a different sport. I don't think it's going to go through and touch soccer, of course, as soccer is the number one sport in the world. But I will say revenue wise, NFL is going to go through and top it in all. But it's going to go through and have other cultures and allow people who are in America, see different lifestyles and so there's that. I'm going to go through and continue on that as well. So as we were going through and saying, the Chiefs versus the Chargers, you got the Chiefs with the high-powered offense. We know what it's about with Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid behind the helm on that versus the Chargers defense. The Chargers defense is pretty nasty. Now, we did see last year how the Chargers were able to go through and hold Mahomes from producing a high-scoring game. But they were the number one scoring defense in 2024. They've had quite a few additions added to that defense to help enhance that. But I will say, with Harbaugh, taking over year two as a Charger on top of that, he's implementing more of a heavy run scheme. Everywhere he's gone, he's always had the run first mentality. When he was over in the team up north, when he was over in Stanford, when he was over in San Francisco, regardless of what y'all feel about their quarterback and all of that, he did a really great job in the scheme that he had there. Some key matchups I will say here would be Ladd versus McDuffie. Then we have the Chargers defense versus Travis Kelce. Now, will Travis Kelce be able to go through and do better than 2024 and be able to shake it off? I had to go through and put a Taylor Swift kind of pun in there because he did recently just get married or engaged to Taylor Swift. And all the, Chiefs fans are Swifties, as they go through and say about that. With that being said, the Chargers have always been the little brothers in the AFC West towards, against the Chiefs and all. But I feel like this time with a different scene, the little brother is going to go through and be able to go through and hit a low blow and sneak one in. I feel like the Chiefs will fail in this game, regardless of how great Mahomes has been. I see the Chargers taking it in another close game. I'm going to say 17-14 in this one.
So basically, I was trying to say earlier that the fact that they're actually playing not in Kansas City, not in I don't know why I say San Diego, Los Angeles, because I'm used to calling them San Diego Chargers. They're playing in neutral ground. So there's no home field advantage. There's no Kansas City this, LA this and everything. And then you're right. Taylor Swift, did get engaged to Travis Kelce. I mean, hopefully that doesn't actually get mentally to him. Like, oh, do I have to perform for her to see me and everything like that? I need to perform like, 5 stars and everything. I mean, dude, they already predicted saying like, that she's going to be the halftime show of the Super Bowl in February. So, I mean, that might be already a hint saying like, hey, Kansas City is going to be in it again. But I don't know. I mean, nobody can predict that. I mean, if she is going to be the halftime show, I mean, hopefully she brings some zebras to be like the groomsmen for that wedding, you know what I'm saying? So
some zebras.
Hey, bro.
That'd be funny.
But my prediction is I do agree with you, ZDP. I see an upset happening because I'm sorry, but Justin Herbert, dude, he's still young. He looks phenomenal. Like, he looks like in really good shape. As long as he doesn't get hurt, as long as like, he's not like, pressured and everything, he could be the next, I'm not trying to like, be biased, but he could be like the next top 3 quarterbacks, like, if he stays healthy. So my prediction is Chargers by 2. I say the same score they say here because I'm like, dude, it's going to be a close one. Because also it's a rivalry game, AFC West, if I'm not mistaken. So that whole AFC West, I'm telling you this right now, all those coaches that you see there are phenomenal coaches. You got Andy Reid in Kansas City. You got Pete Carroll in the Raiders. You got Harbaugh in the Chargers. And then you got, what's that other guy? You got Sean Payton in Denver Broncos. So literally...
Sean Payton, yeah.
Literally, all those 4 veteran coaches, literally all together in one division. That division is going to be like a freaking SEC, like the old SEC that we used to like think that it was like the toughest division. My prediction is that division is going to be down to the wire until the last game of the season.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna make this short and sweet again. As much as everybody likes to ride the bandwagons and be on the Mahomes bandwagon and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, Mahomes is a phenomenal player. He has some great people around him, but I'm with you guys on this one. I think the Chargers going to pull this off because nobody knows about this running back that the Chargers got. Harris,
Hampton. Hampton.
So
and then they have Najee Harris. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Like those two guys. I think those two guys together will be a duo. Plus, like Lou said about Herbert. Like this guy, he's young and he actually showed a lot of output last year. He didn't win, but he was showing that he was growing. And with this new fresh year, he got more people to beat up on the offense and stuff like that. And we know Kansas City's defense is not. I'm not saying they're the worst at the running game, but they're not the best, and that's the thing. So with those duo in the backfield, I think the Chargers might pull it off, man, and have a touchdown over them. I'm not saying the Chiefs are going to just get blown out because they got Mahomes on their team, like Lou said with the Zebras, yeah, they're not going to blow the Chiefs out. But, I think the Chargers are going to pull it off by a touchdown.
I was going to say, and don't forget that I don't know why Kansas City did this, but they got rid of Hilaire, the running back. Dude, I saw him on the preseason games for New Orleans. That dude can still run, bro. He still has that juice.
Preseason, right?
Yeah, I think they cut him.
Yeah, they did cut him. I was like, why? Because you want young people?
Hilaire's not it. He didn't translate well. Obviously, he got beat out by Isaiah Pacheco, and then you bring back Kareem Hunt. Like he wasn't going through and panning out the way they wanted him to do. So, unfortunately, he got a cut it treatment. But I do want to go through and comment on the fact of the top 3 quarterback possibly. I don't see him being a top 3 quarterback. Because of the fact it's a run-heavy scheme that Harbaugh is going through and bringing. Obviously, there's a lot of wide receiver depth. We know the Los Angeles Chargers. It's hard to go through and say that as well, as I'm used to going through and saying San Diego Chargers. But they have a lot of you're doing for the West Coast offense. Like that's the thing. Like a lot of back in the past, like they would be, heavy on the pass with Phillip Rivers, and then you get Justin Herbert, who comes from an offense in college where it's set for Oregon, air raid, speed, and all. And yes, he is growing into his skill set, but I don't agree with you on the fact that he's going to be a top 3, because you still have Patrick Mahomes, you still have Josh Allen, you still have that I feel like can be one that's going to blow off the roof, Baker Mayfield, in that offense that's going to go through and keep striving in Tampa Bay, especially with the receiver they went through and picked up, but in the draft. But another Buckeye, by the way, Amika Ibuka. Hey, we running it, but I digress on that. So there's a lot that is there, but yeah.
All right, so that actually leads up to our next matchup we have. We actually got a NFC South rivals matchup right here. We got Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Atlanta Falcons. So I know for a fact, as a Saints fan, I can't stand the Falcons. I really can't. I really can't. I despise them with a passion. I know Big Will here agrees with me. We just basically always want them to lose. But because this is an actual professional podcast and we actually are not biased, we actually have to go and see what's going to happen on this one overall. I mean, I know Big Will is giving me that look like, okay then. I mean, if you say so. But I already know his prediction already. But, I mean, Buccaneers, I mean, they're probably going to pick off where they left off last year. I mean, Baker Mayfield doing phenomenal. Mike Evans having phenomenal years. I mean, he's still Mike Evans, like, that we know. And plus, don't forget about the other wide receivers they have now. I mean, everyone's young in that team. It's ridiculous. I mean, besides Baker Mayfield, I mean, the fact that he came back literally after all that things that he went through, and now he actually found a team that actually accepted him and actually willing to take him. It's outstanding. I mean, what they did with him. But NFC South rivals, I mean, and they're playing in Atlanta. Plus, Atlanta, there's a big news that just happened recently. I don't know if you guys heard, but their GM got hired by the Saints. There's rumors, I mean, in the New Orleans Saints side, saying that he might take Mickey Loomis's spot as GM here. So I was like, bro, everyone's been wanting Mickey Loomis out of New Orleans. And the fact that they hired that guy that used to be a GM and now he's in the front office, it makes me think that either this is do or break for Mickey Loomis. If the Saints don't produce like they're supposed to, he's probably going to be out the door, and they're probably going to move that guy up to GM. So I'll take y'all predictions on this.
You got young talent versus an experienced team. The Falcons are young. They're growing. They've Bijan Robinson. They have Michael Penix Jr., Drake London. But I don't feel like they've put it all together. And I feel that the Bucs, they prove it time and time again.
I say 32 touchdowns. Just one every
32 touchdowns, dude. This man breaking records. 32 touchdowns. Sheesh.
We're playing Tecmo Bowl or something.
Yeah, Tecmo Bowl. I mean, we about the 8-bit, but damn, you going old school with that.
I was going old school Madden rookie difficulty.
Yeah.
No, but in reality, I think it's gonna be probably like, I'll say 17 touchdowns. Imagine if
17.
Yeah, imagine if he has. I mean, imagine if he has one per game. That's 17 touchdowns per one touchdown per game. That would actually be pretty cool. I mean, no hate against Mike Evans. I mean, I love the rivalry he had with Marshawn Lattimore. That was phenomenal to see. But dude, I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, not to bash Saints fans on this, but dude, we don't have a Mike Evans right now. I mean, we have Rashid Shaheed, which is actually developing, which is good. We have a couple of good wide receivers, but hey, I mean, Mike Evans, dude, he's in another level, bro.
Okay, so you're gonna go through and have him top his 11 touchdown season from last year.
I have that.
You're gonna have him.
I'm gonna.
So last year he had 11. I pulled it up. He had 11 touchdowns this past season. I mean, he had 1,004 yards, averaging 13.6 per game and 74 receptions. I feel like they're going to continue to go through and get the 1,000-yard mark. I feel like with Amika and Buka coming onto the team, you're going to see a recession on his touchdowns. It is going to be more of, as he is, a deep threat in red zone aspect. I can see him getting about 9 touchdowns this year. But yeah, so you have an experienced team. I love the fact that Baker's been able to go through and pick himself back up from the tragic that had happened by the Cleveland Browns. I hate how they did my boy. Even though I'm a Buckeye fan and he planted the flag in the middle of the horseshoe. I didn't like that, but both teams, in mind, they both lack that presence in the pass rush. So I do feel like this is going to be a very high scoring game, but I think Baker is going to go through and keep cooking up some dubs to continue the dominance in the NFC South. I got the Bucks in a shootout, 38-28.
So I'm gonna say this, me, I'm gonna be biased because of this right here. You know what I'm saying? My heart, but I'm gonna try to remain professional, right? So, just like we said earlier, the Falcons, they got a run game. They do have a little run game, and that's something I noticed even when the Saints was playing them, and it was kind of hard for us to stop them at points, years before. With Robinson back there, dude, he good. And not to mention that the Falcons got, Kyle Pitts in London. You know what I'm saying? So it's they got some offensive powerhouse. They got some offensive powerhouses, but still they need a little bit more experience. Which at this point, I'm gonna say this: Baker Mayfield has that experience. He may not have been, he may not have played 20 years like everybody, but this man showed out last year. You know what I'm saying? With him and Mike Evans together. That's why I think Mike Evans will have 13 touchdowns and he will have over 1,000 yards, because the thing is, even with, you got to look at it this way. The Buccaneers played the Saints twice a year, and it was always Marshawn Lattimore and Evans, so it was always a fight. There would be times where Lattimore would get dusted and there would be times where Evans would get shut down, and, it'll be all over the news and stuff. But overall, I think that Tampa Bay is going to take this one. I don't know if it's going to be high scoring. It's going to be about mid. It's going to be in the 20s. But I think Tampa Bay is going to take it and at least have a touchdown over them.
We got Leary in here saying on kick. I think it will round down to the passing game between the two. Dude, it's going to be passing back and forth. It's going to be, like ZDP over here said as well, it's going to be a high-scoring game. Ridiculously high-scoring. Because, both teams, have, really good offenses and like you said, what you said about Lattimore and Evans, there might be a new rivalry on the horizon. Mike Evans and Adebo or something like that.
I don't think Adebo is with us anymore. You talking about Kool-Aid?
Kool-Aid. Yeah, Kool-Aid McKinstry. Dude, he might develop a rivalry with him this year because, he's developing to be a good corner. So my prediction is going to be high-scoring game. Let's see what NFL actually says. NFL's previous this matchup to be 31-26. That's what they predict.
And Tampa Bay is winning, right?
Yes. Oh no, they put the Falcons. They put the Falcons to win. 31-26. They are playing in Atlanta, and I don't know how their season openers are, but hey, if it ends with a tie, and my favorite team wins, I'm okay with it.
I've been to a season opener in Atlanta because that's when they played the Saints and the Saints kicked their ass, and the Falcons fans are fucking crybabies. They literally try to get the police on me, man.
Wow.
Because I was talking shit.
Oh my goodness. But basically it comes down to which team actually holds the ball longer, and basically like I said, offensive line, that's all that matters in football now. It doesn't matter how good or bad you are. Look at Drew Brees. Why do you think he made Mitchell and Manol them into all-stars? Because the offensive line actually helped him out. He was able to actually be calm in the pocket, easily find those receivers. Super easy. And that's just what happens when you have a good offensive line. Those players become stars because they actually are able to get the ball where it's supposed to be. And it's all thanks to that. I'm going to keep repeating that every single year, no matter what. But I got the Buccaneers winning this one by 14. Oh, so we got a question here from Ambly saying, how do you think Pittsburgh Steelers is going to do Sunday versus the Jets? Wow.
Ooh, we gonna jump over to that game real quick.
Let's jump onto that one.
Yep. Let's go to that one real quick.
So this is a really good one, I'm gonna say, because you have quarterbacks versus their previous team. You got Aaron Rodgers playing his his team last year, the Jets, even though he only took one snap and was injured the whole rest of the season. And you got Justin Fields going through against the Steelers. Rodgers is washed. He's not going to go through and be the same person he was in Green Bay. Fields, regardless of how he's played out through the NFL, when he was a starter, he was a top 10 quarterback as with the Bears. And I believe there was a few games when he started with the Steelers, still had some wins and stuff like that. And that's because of his dual threat ability. I do have the fact that he's realigning himself with a college buddy. Those who know, another Buckeye, Garrett Wilson, just going through and saying that. I do think the Jets are going to go through and win this game at home. My score prediction, Jets 20, Steelers 17.
This is what I found funny while the offseason was happening. So I saw that Rodgers left the Jets. And I was thinking in the back of my head, he's about to do the Favre move and literally go to Minnesota. I was like, oh my lord, dude, this guy's going to follow Favre's footsteps. And then when I saw Steelers, I was like, okay, you basically prevent yourself from getting jinxed like Favre did. Rodgers, I mean, it's not that he's washed up. It's just that his prime days are over. He's not the Rodgers that we used to watch back in the day when he was with Green Bay. Those days are over for him. As much as I like and respect Rodgers, I personally think, it's going to be his last year. Like, if he gets injured again, he's done. No more play. He's probably going to retire. No questions asked. But I see... let's see what the NFL predicts right now first before I say that. They have the Steelers winning 37-15 on this one. What you got, Will?
So, I'm going to say this, right? The Steelers, they got Slade from Philadelphia.
You know how old Slay is?
Yeah, I know how old he is, man. But your mental football skills are still there. So he may not be able to tackle or run with the Brandon Cooks or the Tyreek Hills and all that stuff. But he still has that football knowledge. Just like who was that cornerback that played for the Arizona Cardinals?
I know who you're talking about. Peterson.
Yes.
Yep. Patrick Peterson.
That dude was still. Yep. He still was a beast, and even with his older age, he still was shutting people down. And that's my whole thing, right? And I just think the Steelers, they got Metcalf, right? And don't get me wrong, right? That's like Megatron. Dude he's like a juggernaut. Just only thing Rodgers going to do is, if he's smart, look left, look right, look to DK, and just throw the ball up in there, and it's going to get caught. There is nobody that's going to take this big man down. He's Sauce Gardner.
You forget about Sauce Gardner.
I'm not saying I'm forgetting about him. I know he's there, but all I'm saying is,
you just said nobody's gonna be able to take him. I think Sauce Gardner's gonna be able to.
I'm telling you right now, he is. We'll see. I'm telling you right now. I already got a bet going. With Lou. All right. But I think the Steelers are gonna win. I don't think it's gonna be a shutout though. But I think the Steelers are gonna win by a touchdown.
Over here, Leary Ann on Cake actually says Aaron Rodgers will end up like Peter Griffin from Family Guy, holding his knee, doing a scene after a single sack.
You know what? Yeah, he's rocking back and forth.
That's a good one. Man, I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, dude, he might actually just do that and be like, okay, I get paid for the year. I don't care. I'm just going to fake an injury and literally, just sit out the whole year and be like, okay, I'm done. I'm retiring.
Yeah, like we did with the Jets. Like what he did with the Jets. Who's behind? Who's behind him? You got Mason Rudolph. Oh man, good luck Pittsburgh if Aaron Rodgers goes down. Oh man, you're gonna get in a fight with Myles Garrett again. Better not go through and say what you said to him, man. He gonna knock you off your feet. All right, let's go through and have the light silhouette come on real quick.
Oh boy.
All right, the Battle of Ohio. I don't have much history. I have to go through and do some more history and stuff like that. I was hoping to be more dramatic with it, but you got Burrow versus the Browns defense. The Browns defense, I mean, they're pretty solid. They have some injuries and stuff like that, but this is where I feel like an outlier when it comes to an offensive line, because Burrow, he's a great quarterback. But he also has a lot of pieces around him. His offensive line is not that great. Dude takes a lot of sacks. But I feel like the Browns defense is going to go through and slow him down, but Burrow's going to go through and prevail at the end. Now, Flacco is going to go through and take the helm. Will he be able to go through and have that 2023 success? I'm not really high on that, because if you look at the opponents that Cleveland went through and played to get them to the playoffs, they weren't that great. When we got to the playoffs, we got smashed by Houston, who, again, was led by a Buckeye, CJ Stroud. But I do want to go through and see that success with Flacco. I do want to go through and see him realign with Cedric Tillman, realign with Njoku, because I love the spikes that Njoku does and all the Super Saiyan transformation he does for his TDs and stuff like that. But I don't think the Browns are going to go through and win this game. I see burrowing himself in a victory over the Browns in the Clash of Ohio. This is going to be a game that I think is going to be 24-17 Cincinnati.
Yeah, it takes a lot to actually go against your team. The opening kickoff. Honestly, I mean, what Will said on the chat, I mean, he's absolutely right. LSU offense, that's all Cincinnati is. Let me put it this way. I saw that Hendrickson, that defensive player that the Saints used to have, he's still undecisive, right? Like, he hasn't signed a extension.
He signed. They signed.
Oh,
he signed.
Dang.
He got a deal.
I'm sorry, CDP, but dude, your Flacco is about to be flat O on the ground.
Yeah,
because, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be biased against your team or anything like that, but it's just that when you have Hendrickson, especially like after they gave him a contract that he wanted, dude, that dude. I mean, even if you gave him a contract extension, phenomenal player.
It wasn't a contract that he wanted. They just gave him a 1-year deal. But the thing is, what they're going to do, which I do see them doing, is they're going to franchise tag him next year, and he's going to be pissed. So it's going to be bad.
And that's one player that I literally shook my head when the Saints let go. I was like, why are you letting go of a key player? That's the thing. I'm not trying to hate on the Saints, but they always do this. They always let go of young talent that's developing. It's like, hey, here, have this guy. He's actually developing, but we don't want him anymore. We have another person. I'm like, dude, you basically let go of people and you're bringing in veterans. Why are you doing this? Why? Like, you think like the veterans are gonna do as good as the young people? Dude, I mean, nothing against Cam Jordan, but dude, that dude is like, I got a feeling that this is the last year. And
it is. I feel it too.
And literally, like, look at what's his name? Our main guy in the middle. What's his name? Davis?
Our linebacker?
Yeah.
Yeah, Davis.
Yeah, I got a feeling that he's actually going to be retiring as well, dude. I mean, they're getting to that age, bro. I mean, I hope I live to see, like, Cam Jordan and Davis at least win a Super Bowl before they retire. Like, at least, like,
The Saints are a retirement home. What can I say? They have a lot of old people.
They do.
That's I think of them as like the old Raiders when the Raiders had nothing but old players as well. So pretty funny.
So I just got another message from Larry Ann on Kick saying, legend says the Bengals scouts are still camping in Death Valley's parking lot every day till this day.
Well, you do forget that Joe Burrow was originally a Buckeye, right?
Well, look where he graduated from, though.
He's still a Buckeye.
State.
2 first-round picks, Ohio State that year. But
we can say Elvin Kamara came from Alabama. Then he went to Tennessee, bro. That's where he graduated from. Because he went to Alabama, but So okay, but tell Alvin Kamara about Alabama. He's gonna be like, bro, I graduated from Tennessee. What are you doing? What are you talking about?
Hey, let me clear something out right here. I know you say he came from Ohio State, but did he win a championship with Ohio State?
He was a backup. Yeah, he was upset because he got beat out by C.J. Stroud.
And then look what happened. He came to LSU, and what he did?
Yeah, he had talent around him. He won a
Bro,
championship.
he had some great receivers around him, man. Like you can't even say shit.
Yeah, he had
You can't even argue
team.
that.
He had a great team. He had a great team.
All right, so who do we got on this one? Honestly,
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I got a feeling. I mean, NFL previews the Bengals 24, the Browns 6.
Nah, I don't think it's gonna be that. I don't think it's gonna be that big of a gap. I think the Browns still got they still got some talent on their team. Even though the Bengals they didn't sign all their people and gotten what they need to get if that's English. But I think they're gonna win 2. But I don't think it's gonna be that big of a gap. But maybe 2, maybe the most touchdowns, maybe 2. That's the most, I think. But the Bengals are still gonna win because they got a nice little defense. Then they got crazy offense. They don't have offensive line. As long as Joe Burrows get that ball out, they're gonna win.
I mean, it is an AFC North matchup, so it's like 2 AFC teams.
And Saints. Sanders is a backup quarterback. Y'all need to be talking to the Browns. Let's get this going. We need a quarterback, bro.
So moving on to the next one. Miami Dolphins against the Colts in Indy. See Miami stepping up on this one. Because Tua, I got a feeling that he's actually going to do decent this year. It all comes down to if he actually gets hurt or not. I mean, let's be real here. We're not in the pocket quarterbacks anymore. We're in the mobile quarterback nowadays. I mean, there's no more. There is still pocket passers, but it's all about the mobile quarterback nowadays. Like the era of pocket passing is over, and now it's all about mobile quarterbacks and everything. So, I'll take you guys' feedback on this one. What do you think?
So, I call this game the game of the lost. You have a guy who doesn't know where he's at on the field with all the concussions he's going through and taking, and you got a guy who is lost because their franchise no longer wanted him in Daniel Jones. Tua having the concussion protocol, I do feel that Miami is going to find a way to get victory because there is more talent there in Miami. With A-Chain running back, you have a decent defense, and then the receiving core there. Tua's got to only be a game manager, but can he remember that he has to be a game manager, or is he going to go through and try to make a play and end up under the blue tent again? Still, I think this is going to be a game for Miami to come back through and win. I would say this is going to be a game that's 21-17.
Like Zero said, I just think that, Miami I think they have a lot of talent on their team. The thing is now, as far as injuries, because right now, if y'all look at the injured list, Hill is questionable. There's a lot of their star players that are questionable, but I still think that Miami's going to pull it off. Like I said, it won't be no high flying scoring game because you don't, like you said, you have a quarterback that's probably going to try to make a play. And I'm not trying to wish bad luck on this man or nothing like that because I'm old. I don't want bad luck on myself, right? But I think that's probably going to happen because it seems like every season he's been in the NFL, he's been hurt, and that's where it comes down to. And that's where now I'll be like, okay, Will, that's when I'll have a talk with myself. Will, you old as fuck. And in his case, he's young, but he can't be trying to make plays because you see what happens. So that's when I'll have that talk with myself like, hey, dog, we got to chill. Probably got to stay in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? Take your offensive line out to dinner or something like, guys, y'all got to protect me because my ass is fragile. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Have that realization talk with yourself. But if he does do that, I think Miami will come out on top. They will be one of the higher ranking teams in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's what they got to do that. He got to have that talk with himself. That's my opinion on that whole situation. I think Miami's going to win.
As long as Tua stays healthy, they'll win.
You forget about A-Chain and how he popped off. So I think with Tua being the game manager, the skill set that's around him, he doesn't need to do anything to win that game.
I'm gonna say that you're right now. There is nothing you're saying that is wrong, but you got to look. You're gonna have some people on that offense that are like, I need the ball. You have Hill on that thing. He's gonna cry. That's why he left Kansas City, because he was getting the ball, but not as much as he wanted to. That, and they didn't want to pay him that big ass money because Mahomes had that contract. But so there, you'll see it'll play out. Miami's they're gonna win, but still, like, Hill's gonna want the ball. I'm telling you, he's gonna want it. Even if he's injured, he's gonna come off the bench. Hey, give me the ball, limping. Give me the ball.
I mean, Hill reminds me a lot of Michael Thomas, dude. Because Michael Thomas always wanted the ball. You know that. He always wanted. He didn't want to, to share the wealth. And when Drew was around, he wanted everybody to actually do something, like everyone to contribute. And that's what happens, dude. I mean, when you're actually the number one receiver, you basically expect, to always get everything when you shouldn't. I mean, it's all about everybody. It's not just one player overall. I mean, that's the main reason why Mike Thomas is not with us anymore, because he started getting greedy and he started getting hey, I'm a veteran receiver and everything. And look, I mean, he came back from injury. We thought he was gonna have a good year, and then he flopped, and then he got injured again, and then basically the Saints said, okay, enough of that, we're done with you. I mean, I don't know what's up with not trying to hate on the Saints again, but I don't know what's up with the medical staff, but it needs to get picked up, because my God, dude, injuries back to back.
That's what happens when you run a retirement home. You have to invest in a better medical staff.
But over here, Lyrian says on Hill saying on quotes, in a wheelchair, give me the ball. This is gonna sound silly. I had a nightmare that Brady, Manning, and Brees came back out of retirement and they did one more time for their teams.
You watched that commercial, the guys coming back. It was a Super Bowl commercial. That's why you dreamt that.
Lou, you drinking Coronas over there, bro, ain't you? Yeah,
Coronas in the shape of water, I think. But no, dude, I mean, that would be awesome to see, but at the same time, like, bro, they're gonna be so out of shape that it's gonna be insane. Or just have him on the, I don't know, the Pro Bowl or something, just basically do a veterans Pro Bowl would be pretty cool to see. Now we got the next game coming up.
Panthers versus Jaguars. Battle of the Cats. Balls out.
I got Jacksonville. Carolina is rebuilding. Trevor Lawrence is he looked phenomenal in the preseason. But I mean, you can't tell in the preseason until the actual game. But it's redemption arc for him. I just think overall, Trevor Lawrence is going to be way too much for Carolina to actually stand. They have a couple of injuries as well. That some of them actually did not participate. For example, Ekwemi, that's an offensive line guy. You don't have an offensive line, dude, you're in a whole big trouble. And then the Jaguars have two people that did not participate. They still have Trevor Lawrence. It could be a close game, but I still see Jacksonville winning overall in this one.
This is my hot take. I'm not sold on Trevor Lawrence. The golden boy, everybody goes to and says, the only thing that's good about him is that long hair. He's been a bust. Even with the talent around him, I am not a fan of Bryce Young, but I do like the fact that he's got consistency around him, regardless of the injuries. I feel like the Panthers are going to win this cat fight, claws out.
NFL actually says Jaguars 28-0.
I'm going to go with the Jaguars on this one because they got
Travis Hunter.
Yeah. I think he's going to be a playmaker on both sides of the field. That will help with this situation right here, because I don't think the Panthers have anything going for them as of yet, and this is not even me being biased because I'm an NFC. I'm a Saints fan. And we're in the NFC South. I just think the Jaguars, I think we played them last year and they actually did pretty good. Well, not to try to say anything because the Saints wasn't doing too much last year. They was actually holding their ground, doing some stuff, So I think they're going to win. It may not be no high scoring game, but I think the Jaguars are going to win at least by a touchdown.
The fact that they said 28-0, it made me actually raise my eyebrows. Bryce Young plays like he did the last couple of years. They're in a lot of trouble.
Did you see end of the season? He's going to need to go through and play like that against the Jaguars to go through and win this.
Tell you what, I'm going to make this vouch right now. If the Panthers actually win at least 7 games this season, I'll buy a Panthers hat and wear it on the podcast.
Oh, so you're going to be wearing a Panthers hat and a maid outfit, right?
Oh, my God.
A maid outfit. Oh, what?
God. You want to tell him about that, Will?
So, I'm a huge Saints fan. I'll go for the Saints before I go for any team. It don't matter if this team won 28 times Super Bowl. I don't care. I'm still a Saints fan. but I don't feel they have enough to make it to the playoffs. So me and Lou made a bet that if the Saints make it to the playoffs, I'm going to wear a Falcons jersey. If they don't make it to the playoffs, he's going to come on stream with a maid outfit. So it's going to be kind of spicy. I love my team. I just don't think they have enough to make it to the playoffs. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Was Spencer Rattler your quarterback? I mean, come on, dude. Come on.
I always laugh when I mention this
Shao.
guy's name.
Tyler Shao. You pick up.
No, I don't. I called it Shao for a while. But then my friend says, like, it's Shuck, not Shao.
Shuck.
Yeah.
So okay. I didn't know that. But to talk about Travis Hunter, sensational in college. I don't think he's built enough to play at the pro level that is expected. He might be able to go through and play a few snaps on defense. I mean, we saw it in preseason where he was going through and getting ran over. I want to see how he's going to play as a wide receiver and what they plan to go through and do with him, what he's trying to go through and expect. Now, I do like the challenge he is trying to put ahead, and I respect that, trying to go through and play both ways. Nobody's ever done that since Deion Sanders. Yeah, no, it's I want to see it, but I don't think it's going to be as fruitful as he expects it to be.
And it's not that I'm sold on him. It's just I think that he'll be a great playmaker for him because the Jaguars are about to play a high school team week 1. With this game being said, I think that he's going to shine for this game. He may get interception and possibly even a touchdown on the wide receiver side.
All right, so we got the next matchup here. We got Las Vegas Raiders against the New England Patriots on this.
Who? This is probably the first game that my mouth is closed because it's like you go in the desert, right? And you have a shovel and you're digging, think you're going to find water, right? You'll find shit. I'm not. Hey, if you guys are fans of both of these teams, I apologize, but hey, they're there.
Raiders.
They're there.
Raiders all the way in this one. Pete Carroll starting his coaching debut. Patriots don't have Bill Belichick anymore. It's tough for them, man. I mean, it's going to be a tough day in New England. It's just that they don't have anything anymore. I mean, I saw Belichick actually coach, like, the college team that he was coaching, and dude, he did not look the same, bro. Looked horrible. Raiders on this one by a lot. I would say probably like by 17 points or more.
Hey, Zero, go ahead and say what you got to say because I want to say something about what Lou said.
Yeah. So I think here you're overlooking a coach, Mike Vrabel, who is a very successful coach that ended up having to go through and part ways from the Titans, but he did lead that team to the playoffs and a winning season. He hasn't had that for quite some time. You're overlooking Drake May, a sleeper pick in fantasy football. Travion Henderson, dude, is going to light it up. I got the Patriots 20-17.
Okay, so Lou, I agree with you. Pete Carroll has done some great things, man. But I think Pete Carroll hasn't been the same since the Seahawks did that thing in the Super Bowl where they try to pass instead of run beast mode. That's why I'm like, I don't know. I haven't seen much from these teams.
All right, we're moving on to Arizona Cardinals against New Orleans Saints in New Orleans. I see only one person did not practice, and that was Trevor Penning, offensive line. That's the key thing. You have offensive line on the injury list, you're going to have a lot of troubles moving around, and especially with a young quarterback like Rattler that needs time to actually sit down in the pocket. I mean, yeah, he can move, but when he moves, I notice he panics a lot. The good thing is that on the defensive side, they still have Chase Young. They have Alontae Taylor. He's full participant, so that's going to be a good addition too. Then we got Howden and we got Boyd. I think it's going to come down to a field goal. I think Groupie is going to score the game-winning field goal at the end.
Man, you know who I'm going for. I am going to say this. It's kind of on the subject, but off the subject. With how this game goes will tell me how the season goes because we will see our starting quarterback. Normally, with the Saints, because we know last year, if we beat the Eagles, that was week 3, we probably gonna make it to the Super Bowl. But we won 2 games, blowing people out, and lost 5 straight after that. How Rattler plays in this game is gonna tell me a lot about the season. But I do have the Saints winning. It's going to be a low score. We got some older folks, yes, I understand that. But still, we got some good people on our team. I think it's going to be 21-14.
I'm going to keep this short, and I hope you're ready for a ride because Maserati, Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to go through and have a game against you guys. It's going to be a close one. But I have the Cards winning this one 21-17.
Because, I mean, at the end of the day, Rattler's still in his second year. He's still developing. Which, I mean, don't get me wrong. When you have somebody like Kellen Moore, like, you know, having a young quarterback that he can develop. Plus, I mean, around the close, not close age group, but I mean, I'm saying, like, you know, he looks young. He's my age. So literally, like, you know, he still has that quarterback mentality that he can actually teach the young ones, like, you know, hey, do this, do that, like, you know. Plus, I mean, Saints, like you said, Will, They got Reed, which is good, phenomenal to have somebody there, because we also got that guy from Indianapolis, if I'm not mistaken, right? Which is actually there was a guy. Hold on, let me read on this real quick, because they actually got this guy from Indy that was actually super young. Let's see, I'm looking right now. Well, look up if you guys want to say anything, you can.
So I would like to say something. So funny story is, a lot of people don't know this, and I had to actually look this up myself, right? So we have our quarterback coach, which used to be a quarterback. We have our offensive coordinator, which used to be a quarterback. And we have our head coach, used to be a quarterback. If you have Rattler, groom him. You don't actually need a veteran quarterback. You got 3 veteran quarterbacks sitting right there. Groom this young man. If they don't, man, we will suck this season. I'm a Saints fan, but I'm here. I'm going to keep it 100 with you.
For those who are watching the video, what school did Kellen Moore play for? You guys go through and post in the comments later in the video, or comment throughout. I would like to know.
If Derek Carr would have stayed with the Saints and Kellen Moore came to New Orleans, what college did Derek Carr went to?
Fresno State.
And you realize there's a huge rivalry between those two.
Maybe that's why Derek Carr left, because he knew Kellen Moore was coming to be his coach. Maybe he had the insight on that. He's like, nah, I don't want to go through and have that.
But he left because Louisiana people were going to stick their foot in his ass if he lose one.
Hey, the same thing. The same thing is happening with Mickey Loomis. They're basically, people are fed up. If you look at comments on NFL's prediction on New Orleans and everything, fire Mickey Loomis. Hashtag fire Mickey Loomis. Fire Mickey Loomis.
Nah, I think, my personal opinion, I think there may be something going on in New Orleans. Because
it's all about the Cajun, man. Cajun food.
Because they asked Drew Brees to be a quarterback coach. He was like, nope. I was like, damn, how'd you love New Orleans? But I think there may be something going on.
I was going to say, fire Mickey Loomis.
Okay. So I got a question. Another question for you fans of New Orleans. What school did Drew Brees play at?
Wasn't it Purdue, right?
Yep, Purdue Boilermakers.
Ding, ding, ding. Purdue.
I don't even watch. The funny story is, right, while y'all doing all this stuff, asking me all these questions, I don't watch college that much. You know, that's a funny thing. I'm an NFL guy. I'm not too big on college, but I'll pay attention to the drafts and, look at the stats and stuff then. So me answering questions is actually huge.
That was good. Okay.
Purdue.
Y'all want to get to the next one?
All right. Yeah, let's get to the next game. Let's go right to the Packers and
Let's
the Lions. That's a huge one.
Let's go. So who do you got, Dynasty? Who do you got? I want to hear your take on this. But I'm going to keep it short and sweet here as you're going through and pondering on this. Micah Parsons, sensational player, awesome trade. With the Lions losing both coordinators, I think that is going to hurt them. However, I got Detroit winning this NFC North clash, setting the tone and packing away the cheeseheads in Lambeau Field.
Oh, wow.
And I'm sorry, my mom's a Packer fan, and Mom, I'm sorry you got to go through and watch it in this way. Your son went through and chose the Lions. I don't know, something's there, man. Something's there in Detroit. Packers have always been great. Jordan Love. He's got another piece in Matthew Golden. And then again, you have one of the best defensive players to go to that team. And I love the Packers because it is still a fan base that is owned by the people, of the people, by the people, call it a law firm, whatever you want to go through and call it. But, I'm sorry. Lions are going to go through and slice that cheese. 28-20.
Y'all ever watch this movie called The Hangover, right? I seen something on TikTok, right? They were showing where the Green Bay Packers coaching staff called Dallas and was like, hey, we fucked up. So if y'all don't know this, right? Michael Parsons participated in one practice and now he's having back injuries. He's having back problems. So they don't even know if he's going to play. I know all the Cowboys fans are hating, but Jerry Jones made a business move. You guys may be, like Lou, he may be the best quarterback in the NFL, hands down, right? Every season you see something with injuries, right? With Lou, I'm not going to pay no freaking money to get this guy. Why? That's just like the Saints with our own folks home. I'm not going to get this person, you know what I'm saying? My whole thing is the Lions have been playoff contingency teams throughout the time. Green Bay has also been playoff contingency teams, without Parsons. So I'm just saying it's gonna be a shootout, but I still think the Lions are gonna take it.
I got Green Bay winning this one by 3. This next one, Giants against Commanders. There's not much to say. I mean, who's the quarterback of Giants now?
Russell Wilson.
It's Russell Wilson.
They actually got some decent quarterbacks. They even got Jameis Winston over there too.
He's been taking. Have you seen him on social media? He's been like in the Empire State Building taking like literally all kind of selfies, all kind of videos. I'm like, dude, this guy is literally gonna eventually play for every single team in the NFL and just literally go to all the land.
He's a good backup quarterback to have with your team.
They need to just have him on speed dial. That way he can go through and play for any team. Because he's throw him in, he's gonna go through and do his thing. I mean, he did it in Cleveland. Regardless, I love the energy he brings. It's a lot different than when he was drafted. Obviously, going through and stealing the crab legs and stuff like that. But the fact is, he's a positive vibe. He's a great athlete, a great person to have in that locker room. And I love the fact that the Giants have him because they have their quarterback in the future.
I personally got the Commanders on this one.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. I have a whole spiel on this. So, I do feel like there's, for every sophomore season of a quarterback, there is some regression. I don't think Jaden Daniels is going to repeat the sensational year he had, but the fact is he has the pieces around him, and it's solidified when they re-sign Scary Terry. But I mean, this is obviously a gimme game. The Giants aren't going to go through and compete, but in Jackson Dart and Malik Neighbors, they have their future. They're going through and rebuilding that, and I feel like you're going to see the Giants in a few years being a contender. But Commanders at home and prove to be too giant for the Giants.
That quarterback that Washington has, dude. I mean, that's another LSU quarterback. That actually is a mobile one. It's not a pocket like Burrow was, but I mean, he's a mobile quarterback, and he finally found his home, and he's developing to be a great quarterback. So I mean, I still take the Commanders easily over the Giants right now.
My boy went over there to the Commanders. He's doing great things, but I just think that Russell Wilson, I think it's time for him to chill. I think it's time for him to chill, man. Let at the point where he sit down and mentor this guy, Dart, help him be a better quarterback. I just think that Russell Wilson, man, he's been passed around now. Like, he was in Denver. I'm not saying that he had the best team around him, but he had a good coach. And I can vouch for that. He had Sean Payton there. I'm not saying that Sean Payton, just because you have him on your team, you're going to win the Super Bowl. No, but
that's what I heard.
But I'm saying that the Broncos should have did better than what they did, and it was ugly. Then they just passed them to New York, and it's like, it ain't going to get any better, bro. You know what I'm saying? I think Washington's going to win, hands down, by 2 touchdowns.
Speaking of Sean Payton, we're actually stepping on this game. Tennessee Titans at Denver Broncos. Oh, God. I call the Denver Broncos the Saints 2.0. Sean Payton is with like a fishing rod going like, let me get this player. Yep, I got him. He's literally going all out and saying like, oh, Saints dropped this guy? Let me pick him up real quick. Oh, Saints dropped this coach? Let me get this guy. Dude, you're basically making the Saints 2.0 up there in Denver. Eventually, what? You're going to make it Denver Saints? But honestly, you got to remember though, anybody that plays in Mile High Club, they have a really tough time because they're up in the mountains. The elevation really fucks with players big time. I got Denver winning this one.
Yeah, I think it's going to be too tall of a task for Cam Ward being a rookie quarterback. I think it's going to be good for him to get some experience underneath his belt. He's got some pieces around there, but, with the Broncos and, what Bo Nix was able to go through and do last season under Sean Payton. Sean Payton does really well with quarterbacks. I mean, he's done it throughout his career as a coach. And you have a really great running back squad there. It's the Broncos. They're going to win this.
I understand Sean Payton, he does magical things, but I actually believe in Cam Ward. Even in some of his preseason games, he looked good. I understand it's the preseason and it's not the actual season. I think he's going to turn that whole franchise around.
The next one we got is Seahawks and 49ers. I don't know much about this one, so I'm going to let you guys take on this one.
Sam Darnold may not be made of gold, but he definitely found some last year when he played in Minnesota. Might be on a different team, but somewhat of the same scheme that was ran in Minnesota. With injuries happening all over the 49ers. Who is their receiving? They have Rick Pearsall. They have 30 running backs on the roster because of the injuries there. With all that being said, I think the Seahawks are going to go through and grab more gold. They're going to win this one.
I agree 100%. Like, have you seen the injury? See that shit? I was like, damn, do they have enough people to play the game? Shit, they need me to come play. Hey, I'll take off this headband. Let's go do this shit. You know what I'm saying? Give me a couple mil. I got you. And nothing against Christian McCaffrey. Once the dude is healthy, he's everything you need as a player.
Best running back. Yep.
But when he's injured, man, he's gone. I'm like, damn, bro, I thought you just came back. What are you doing? So I got the Seahawks winning this one too.
I'm going to go right with y'all. I'm going to go with Seahawks. All right, moving on to our next game, the Rams and the Texans. Oh, boy. And look at that. The Rams only have one player on the injury list. One freaking player, dude. Jackson. That's it. Texans have 4. 3 of them did not practice, so they're actually up in the air. As much as I hate them for what they did to my team, I got the Rams.
You talking about that pass interference, no call? Man, I let that shit go. It is what it is, man. Because I'm just saying, Ray Charles was out there, being a referee that day. So I'm good. I think the Rams are going to win this one
because of the lingering issues that is out there. Regardless if he's okay on the injury list, Stafford is the key enigma to that offense. Now, they do have great running backs for a awesome run offense, but the Texans defense, they're going to be one of the top defenses this year. They have Will Anderson Jr. at end with Daniel Hunter at the other end. You did talk about CJ Gardner-Johnson, but we also forget about Derek Stingley Jr., a top cornerback. The Texans, with addressing the offensive line, they're going to get tested early by that Rams defense. CJ Stroud is going to rebound from his sophomore season, and that's exactly why I'm going to pick the Texans.
So now we're moving on to the Sunday night football game, which is, in my opinion, a really good game. Baltimore Ravens against Buffalo Bills. This game is going to be a bloodbath because these two teams played against each other in the playoffs, and my goodness, this is going to be crazy. I got, honestly, Bills winning by 3 on this one.
Josh Allen, he's built like a tight end. I don't know what he does, but it's almost like he pulled plays out of his ass, and they work. The Buffalo Bills are always in the playoffs regardless. I'm not saying the Ravens are not going to make the playoffs. They're going to do great. They're going to make it to the playoffs, but they're not beating Buffalo. Buffalo has too many weapons.
So you talk about Lamar Jackson, as I go through and call him. Lamar Jackson, to me, is like a Kevin Booker in the NBA. Can you go through and do it sensationally, put up the stats and all that stuff throughout the regular season? But when it comes to crunch time, where you at? He's got the team around him. You got Mark Andrews, you got Zay Flowers, you got Derrick Henry now, to go through and make you more lethal, more potent. But they always fold when it comes to crunch time. With that being said, I still feel like the reigning MVP is going to go through and win this game. Josh Allen, gonna do Josh Allen things, and the Bills are gonna win at home. Let's get it.
So we're down to Monday Night Football. Minnesota Vikings at Bears. All I gotta say about this one, I had to take my glasses out of this one. Dennis Allen being the defensive coordinator in there, I got a feeling like he's gonna get destroyed.
It always happens, man. It always happens to the Saints. Every time somebody goes somewhere, they go and do great there. I think they need to do great as a defensive coordinator. I don't think the Bears are going to win this one. I don't think they're going to beat Minnesota, no. But I think that he's actually going to shine. The Bears are going to do better than what they have been doing.
You guys remember Katrina, right? And they're celebrating 20 years after Katrina this year. We played Chicago this year in the regular season. Wouldn't it be something if Saints and Bears make the playoffs and we play against each other in the NFC Championship? Kind of like in that season after Katrina. That would be really coincidental. History is repeating itself.
I feel the Bears are going to win this one at home because of Ben Johnson, the coach that helped revive Jared Goff's career, is now with this team. You're going to see a different side of Caleb Williams.
Now we're actually going to get to the last segment of the podcast, which is called Your Final Take. How in the world is the virtual cam that shows if they make a first down instead of using the chain, they're going to implement that? Because there's so much controversy going with that, saying they might actually move in that with the AI, they might make it so it actually looks like that, but it's not closed, because now they can manipulate the game basically with that. I don't feel comfortable with that. I miss the whole chain, when you had a chain to go out there and measure the ball right there. I cannot stand the new AI camera that they're gonna have.
I'm hoping we're gonna hire Arnold Schwarzenegger because I feel like Skynet's about to happen. We're gonna need to go through and have some ultimate defense. I'm just kidding. No, I think it's gonna go through and help out with that. Obviously, you want to go through and have tweaks to it. There's going to be mistakes. I mean, you have mistakes even when humans are going through and making these calls. Even with the chain gain, it can be based off of the measurement that the ball was put down from somebody saw from their eye, which sometimes is used from camera footage. But I mean, it's only based off the eye. And still, with that being said, even though AI is going through and doing this, you're still going to have somebody tweaking it to make it better, and it's going to progress. I am for it. Obviously, it's going to go through and open up new avenues, new opportunities for people to go through and have different types of jobs. It's just a different way that people aren't going through and used to. They're used to going through and having a hands-on effect. Now it's more of the mind with the hands-on effect when it comes to it.
So my take, honestly, at this point, I'm tired of the zebras, bro. I'm tired of the zebras. They always fucking get these. Don't get me wrong. I'm an older man myself, right? But they get these guys that literally need to be in a fucking retirement home, like for real. And they literally don't, because me and Lou talked about this earlier about the whole no call, and when the Saints played the Rams, and that dude hit that receiver and damn near flipped him, and I'm like, that is not a call. I'm like, I'm fucking done. I'm done. And I got up and I just walked off because I knew we lost after that. I was like, man, I'm tired of it, bro. I'm like, my thing is, I think they need, whatever they need to do, they need to, I don't know, go younger, possibly. Because, obviously AIs and, all these different things are not going to be able to make calls and stuff like that. But they need to go younger. Get somebody with some glasses that can see. Because I think, I think these guys brought Ray Charles back from the dead and say, hey, we need you to be a referee. Nah, man, bro, get some actual people out there that's actually really wanting to do this job, because even with the tuck thing with Tom Brady and everybody looking after Mahomes and stuff like this, bro, they can't be like this. I got it. You want your next Tom Brady to be in the game. Nah, man, play the game straight up, and it showed when Kansas City actually played a team that was on their ass, like Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? Hey, guess what, Mahomes? You don't have the freaking zebras to help you this time, man. You got your ass blowed out, didn't you? Which I am not saying Mahomes is not a good quarterback. What I am saying, though, when you actually let these boys play, guess what?
It's a fair game.
People get exposed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the same thing I said about when they're playing in Brazil on Friday. They're not playing in the U.S. They're playing in a neutral ground. So I hope, it's a neutral game. Not we're playing in Kansas City. We're playing in L.A. Neutral ground. Everything should be neutral. Not one side favor the other. I'm tired of this whole, like you said, Will. I mean, literally having, the Zebras always pull for Kansas City because they want Mahomes to be the next Brady or beat Brady's records already. I'm like, dude, it's too early to do that. Why you want to break somebody's record when he already got those records? They should stay there for a while. It should be a challenge to get up there because it was a challenge for Brady. It was a challenge for Breeze, all those quarterbacks. Back then, it was more fun to watch. Now it's actually almost okay, it's all almost scripted. It's all already like a narrative. It's almost like, I hate to say it, but it's almost like WWE. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I really don't. But I mean, I'm just tired of it, dude. I'm tired of seeing, you said earlier, ZDP, Alabama winning so many times, repetitive. That got boring quickly. I was sick of that. I was like, dude, I'm tired of it. I want to see somebody that's never been to the national championship go out there and actually win it. Philadelphia won. Are we gonna see Philadelphia run it again? And we're gonna see no, I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think we're gonna see neither Kansas City or Philadelphia on the Super Bowl this year. I think it's gonna be somebody that we're gonna least expect. That somebody that's gonna be people are gonna be what the fuck? This team won the Super Bowl, and they're gonna be happy because at least it's somebody that's not Kansas City, not Philadelphia Eagles. Not to hate on people that are fans of those, but it's just I'm tired of seeing repetitive teams win every year. I like seeing somebody new. If the Texans win the Super Bowl, dude, I'm going to be happy. As much as I love the Saints, I would actually be happy the Texans won because why? They never won a Super Bowl. So, I mean, something like that. Something unique. Wow, a new team that nobody expected actually won the Super Bowl.
So what about the Cowboys? What the Cowboys made it? Yeah. What was your take?
He said the Cowboys.
Yeah. What if the Cowboys
make it? Them Cowboys.
Yeah.
Man, you gonna make the playoffs, bro.
Playoffs? What are playoffs for the Cowboys, bro?
Exactly.
Playoffs.
That's what I'm saying. They're not gonna make the playoffs. But here's a hot take too, Lou. I think Buffalo is gonna make the Super Bowl. I think Buffalo will be in the Super Bowl. But now, get this. I don't know if y'all know, right? Buffalo has lost 4 Super Bowls. So if they go this year and lose, this will be a 5th one. They never won 1. They lost 4. That's funny, because like every time like they played against Dallas twice, the Giants once, and I think it was at that time it was the Redskins they played against, and the Redskins beat them. But I honestly, if they win, it'll be great because I think they deserve it, man.
We all here talking football. It's just started. So, I mean, after this week, literally, that's when we're going to know more in depth, like, okay, this team is legit, this team, like, but it's going to be every week. And we want to thank everybody that came in, followed, talked in the chat. We appreciate all of you guys. We appreciate Big Will for taking this time.
Y'all want to go through and see some more stuff, make sure you go through and like, subscribe on YouTube, check out on all the social media platforms, on Twitch, on Kick. We'll have all the other social medias up and running, but be ready. We are going to be making our way through. We'll catch you on the flap.
As always, today's episode was broadcast live on Kick, Twitch, and YouTube. If you couldn't make it to the live segment, feel free to watch it on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, and iHeart Radio. Links on the description below. See you next time.